We got up here, walked in the tent, and there was a hole in the roof. We've never had that happen. But that's the first time you've seen a deer while in the stand.
Yes. And I'm very excited. It gave me some hope. Because I was like, there's no deer in these woods.
So this would, you know, obviously you don't have a, most of you don't have a grow tent this is work on. Welcome to Time by the Tent, another weekend here up at the land. I'm Joey. This is my wife, Holly. Say hi to everybody.
Hi, everybody.
If you're new to the channel, we camp and hunt on our 40 acres in the Northwoods of Wisconsin and our currently double wall tent. We got up here, walked in the tent, and there was a hole in the roof. We've never had that happen. That was the culprit. It pierced a hole, and with this Ozark Trail material, it's nearly impossible to get anything to adhere to it. So I had this big piece of plexiglass up here for another project that it didn't work for. So we patched it on the inside, and then I made a patch on the outside, and I'll show you on the inside. But the snow, whatever will hit this, run that way and then run off. This tent has been up now going on, well, in April it'll be 2 years. This tent here was up originally in July of 2023, taken down in November of 2023, put up in March of 2024, and been up ever since. We have this cable here that we drape a 40 by 40 foot tarp over top of these tents as an A-frame to protect it from the snow until we are in the position that we can bring in a hard shell structure. So here is the bandage there, and then these are the support beams that I have inside the tent in order to keep water from pooling up in certain areas. So that is the excitement of the first 10 minutes of being here at camp. Not much more I can do about that, and that's just the way it's going to have to be. And if anything dribbles in, that's just what's going to have happen. But it shouldn't be. I don't know. I'm not going to splatter any water. That's the edge of that plexiglass. I'm not going to spray any water on it. But I'll have to figure something out. I'll put a little more tape probably there. Shouldn't have any rain this week. So, all right. Well, it is 32 degrees right now. We're going to get lunch put together, and then we're going to head out to our deer stands. We've seen a lot of activity the last couple of days. So we'll see what happens tonight. A low tonight, I think, is like 21-ish. And then later tonight, when we get back, we're going to do a little insulation work here in the tent. We've got an old grow tent that we had for our gardening business. That was a sponsored deal many years ago. So we're going to try to layer that inside the rafters here. Kind of like a Mylar blanket type to hold some of the heat in. So that'll be a project for this evening. We'll see how that materializes. Off you go. And do
my nose jammer.
Yeah. All right. All right, 32 degrees, light winds, so head out there and see what you can do.
All right.
All right, so tell us about your hunt. You had an experience for the first time, which is you've only hunted this year ever.
I saw a doe, finally, but she was too far away. Unless I had a firearm, I would have got her, but I have a crossbow. And she was more than 40 yards away, and then when she was in the clearing, she wasn't broadside. Her head was down. And then she like went back into the woods a little bit and came back up, but she wouldn't come back into the clearing. So I didn't feel safe taking a shot.
But that's the first time you've seen a deer while in the stand.
Yes. And I'm very excited. It gave me some hope. Because I was like, there's no deer in these woods.
But we see deer on
We do, yes.
We see the deer a lot. We saw a lot of deer the other day on the camera right in front of your blind.
Yeah, so we know they're there.
And I didn't see anything. Got up in the stand, right at the base of the stand. The camera went off. That's 80 yards up the clearing from where I was hunting. And it was a button buck, which we've seen that on camera before. In that stand, I believe it was 2 nights ago, or it was last night, a massive buck I've never seen before. I left everything in that stand, going to go out in the morning. It's supposed to be 20 degrees. And then once I get down to that stand, I'll pull the data, pull that video of that buck because it stood in 2 different places, halfway behind a tree and then walking away where I only got the back half of it. But the halfway in front of the tree, it had 7, 8 points on one side. Never seen a deer that size. So interesting to see what that data shows. We may never see that deer again. We've had that happen multiple times. Massive deer, never see it again. So, but that's where we're at. Got the stove going, got everything closed up. We're going to cook inside in the front tent. Going to have, what are we having?
We're going to have some kielbasa sausages and these potatoes that Joy cooked in the crock pot yesterday, mushrooms.
Going to put them in the Dutch oven, warm them up over the stove. They're already tender. We just need to warm them up. And then we will work on the insulation aspect of the tent. Sitting in the stand, I figured out a couple of options, or a option for this particular hole here. We've got this, like I showed you, we got this plexiglass, big thick of plastic there. So one option, the option I come up with is on the outside, have a large 1x stock, which I have at the house, and then have about a 3-inch long by 2-inch high piece that comes up. So I can get a gripper. Holly's got a gripper, and I can reach over and set it on top of this. Before setting on top of it, I would completely soak the bottom with silicone or some kind of like liquid nail, and then come in here with another 1x piece and screw into that one up there and seal them together. And that would be the temporary fix until we decide if we're able to get a hard shell building next year or other options that may present themselves. All right, we've got kielbasa, mushrooms, some seasoning, and all the potatoes we have grown either at the garden here at the land or our home garden. So,
okay, so an effort to kind of insulate the tent, because there's a draft that comes across.
It's just a paper thin
walls. We have some moving blankets on the back wall that our neighbor gave us. And then we had this indoor garden grow tent that had this, what do you call this? A cloth reflective fabric.
Right. It was a 4 foot wide by 6 foot wide by 4 foot, 6 foot by 4 foot by 6 foot. And it was a company that sent it to us, came and installed it. We did a bunch of videos for them for our garden business.
Yeah, so anyway.
This was like 15 years ago.
Well, a little bit less than that. Yeah. But yeah, so then Joey got the idea we could put it in the ceiling to help kind of reflect some of the heat back down.
Because if like a Mylar blanket reflects heat and keeps you alive in the woods, this should kind of have the same effect. And adds, actually already all of a sudden now it's much brighter in here.
Yeah.
So even if this warms it up 3-5 degrees, it's going to make a tremendous difference on cold nights like tonight when it's 21 outside.
Right. So that's what we're doing here.
Okay, so we have completed it. I've got 2 side pieces. And the concept is heat from the stove rises. I had to fold this over, keep it away from heat rises, gets to the fan, blows in here, bounces off that, heat rises, pushes it back down. The blankets kind of contain it. and we'll see how that works. It cannot hurt anything.
I think it's just more insulation.
Yeah, just another level of insulation. A couple of pockets here where it's gonna get through, but not really much I can do on that. So that is the completion of that. I think that's going to be all for tonight. You will see me in the tree stand in the morning. Be a cold morning, but we'll see. Well, it's 26 outside now. It's supposed to get down to 20, so won't be that much colder. So this would, you know, obviously you don't have most of you don't have a grow tent this is work on. If you get the, well, you could put like Mylar blankets up there.
Like those emergency
or you can get like the the silver backed foam that's like kind of smashed between bubble wrap. Yeah. People use that like for insulation on floors in yurts and cabins, floors. You know, that could be something that you would do there. That's I looked at that as well, and then realized what I had in the attic. Even if this only works 10% better, we've saved hundreds of dollars not having to buy a whole roll of bubble silver backed stuff. So can't hurt anything, but it's 21 degrees outside, so whatever. I think it's doing something, but brighter for sure.
Yeah, I like it. It's not like an aggressively bright light. It's just reflective, which is nice.
Well, I left everything on that stand. I'm gonna go back to it this evening. That stand and Holly's blind are the only ones that we're seeing deer on it, on the cameras. Though it be at night, we are seeing deer. Last night Holly had I think it was at 9:30 or something like that, a 6 or an 8 point. And then this morning here on this stand that I was in last night, got up in at 5:46. We have a light snow on the ground, so it was a little crusty on the platform. So I walked to the stand as usual with flashlight, get to the base of the stand, and then I turn the light off and climb up. When I got to the top and step on the platform, I could hear off to the, if you're sitting in the stand to the right, something walking, and it was a deer. Now this is 30 minutes before legal hunting time. So I just stay put, I don't move, and it walks in front of the camera, up the little hill in front of where I would shoot it at 20 yards, up the logging road, and 2 minutes later the other camera goes off on the back side of the property, and it was a 4-point buck. Now it never spooked, it never snorted or anything. So we had the button buck on the camera on that back portion of the property yesterday at 3:39, I think. I mean, if it walks in front of me, I'm going to shoot it, yes. So Holly's back at camp. She never went out this morning. Stove should be nice and warm. I'll have stew this evening for supper. Get the crock pot going on that. 21 degrees this morning and a light snow when I came out. A little chilly on the stand, but not terrible. After 2 o'clock, Holly's already heading to her stand. I'm heading to mine. I've left everything out there. She has as well. And we'll see if we can see a deer. Legal hunting time is, the conclusion is 4:50. We've had, on the 2 cameras I talked about earlier, her camera, my camera, where this stand's located, had 4 bucks in the last 36 hours. All being at night, all being without does. Other people that I'm following have showed video, and these are big time individuals that's got shows on networks and stuff in the same general area, Midwest. They've got bucks that are locked up with does. A buck will find a doe that's about ready to be bred, stay with her for that 2 or 3 day period, not let her go really anywhere, follow her every step. When she's ready, he'll breed her, then go find a different doe and do the same thing. Other people are saying that bucks are cruising, meaning looking for does, receptive does. So we'll get in the stand and see if anything will happen tonight. Okay, I didn't see anything. Sat out there for 2+ hours. Had a little brief snowstorm. Called nothing. We've seen 4 bucks, like I've talked about several times, in 36 hours on 2 cameras and at night, and haven't done anything. So I'm going to go out in the morning. They're calling for a 17 for a low. I don't know the wind, but go out for at least a couple hours in that same stand. Left everything there.
I didn't see anything either, but I didn't freeze as much as I thought I would, which is nice. It was peaceful when there was flurries. I made a little video of it, so that was nice too.
But you're not going to go out in the morning?
I'm not going out in the morning.
All right, and the next time you'll be up here is for gun season.
Yeah.
And you will go out in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Or at least, like, I'll start early and sit there all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We've got what in the crock pot we've had cooking all afternoon?
Venison stew. And then we have a special dessert for later.
All right. So to make sure we had enough power, we got the Blue Eddy running, which is 1152 watts, and then the EcoFlow I've got tapped in, feeding the Blue Eddy, kind of like a pairing system, in order to make sure that we have enough to run that on low for the time that we did. We've got 1% left on that and 29% left on that. So I will unplug that and let that run down, or we'll charge something in order. Yeah, it won't take long. 10 minutes to use the rest of that up.
All right. Okay, so I told you that there was a special dessert, and as you can see, it's a funfetti cake, because it's Joey's birthday! I'm excited to be up north with Joey while he's hunting. I'm hunting too. And why is it funfetti cake?
Because that's what I like.
Because that's... There you go. So, you can always say happy birthday to Joey in the comments if you want. Anything else to say?
No.
All right.
didn't see a thing. No squirrels, no birds. There was light wind and there was strong wind. Right now it's spitting a little bit of snow, ice, pellets, nothing substantial or anything. But usually when you get that sun to come up and peek over the horizon, you kind of get a little activity of the small creatures, and there was none of that. Sat in the stand for right about 2 hours. A little more than 2 hours, about 2.5 hours, and didn't see anything. Now it's getting kind of gusty, so we're going to kind of get things packed up. Holly's going to shoot her gun, take a couple of shots since I sighted in last time, and see how she feels on that. No activity on the trail cameras last night whatsoever, so that was kind of odd as well, seeing we had those bucks before in a 36-hour period, and if they found those and they're locked up with them or what the deal is.
Okay, so this is my CBA Scout 44 mag handgun. Handgun?
Yes, it's a handgun, yeah.
Okay.
14-inch barrel.
14-inch barrel. I like it. I'm having some problems getting it sighted in.
It's sighted in. You're having problems making it all connect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I've shot it several times dead on every single time. Yeah.
So one thing to understand about me is I did not shoot any firearm until I was 40 years old. I'm now 42. So this is a very different territory for me. So my plan is there's a gun range that I think would let me shoot this there. I'm going to give them a call and see if I can go next weekend, since I won't be here next weekend.
But otherwise, you're comfortable with it compared to the shotgun?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, that will do it. Another weekend here up Atlantic, extended weekend. If we made it this far, let's put warm in the comments below, because we've made the tent much warmer. And we'll get Holly's gun. She'll get accustomed to that, feel more comfortable with that, so we're ready for deer camp in a couple of weeks. So until next time, thanks for watching, and we'll see you then.